I'm going to share the exact 5-step system photographers can use to land high-paying commercial clients. I used the same system to go from struggling photographer to landing $5,000 plus commercial photography deals. When photographers ask me how I built my business, they're always surprised when I tell them it wasn't about my social media presence or having an incredible portfolio. It was about solving the biggest challenge most photographers face: getting your portfolio and name in front of the right clients consistently. Here's the problem. Most photographers have absolutely no idea where to find potential clients, and even if they do, they don't know how to get the contact info for the right decision makers. You can't just email a contact at company name, email address, and expect responses. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact tool and process to find those marketing directors and brand managers at companies with actual budgets. This approach completely transformed my business, and I wish someone had shown me this when I first started. Step number 1, make sure your website is set up right for cold outreach. Your website is likely killing your chances of landing high-paying clients. Most photographers make the fatal mistake of treating their website like a place to dump their entire portfolio. Because the truth is, there are incredible photographers left and right, but very few actually get hired, so here's what you need to fix today. First, only showcase the work you want to be hired for. If you want commercial clients, stop displaying your wedding photos and landscape shots. Your scattered portfolio confuses potential clients about what you actually do. And I learned this the hard way. When I first started, my website had everything from portraits to landscapes to product shots. I got inquiries for $100 headshot sessions, but what I wanted were $5,000 commercial contracts. 2, include a clear headline that states exactly who you help and what you do. Something like, I help CPG brands increase brand awareness with scroll-stopping product photography. This alone immediately tells commercial clients that you understand their specific needs, and it shows that you care about their business results and not just the art. 3rd, put your process on your website. Most photographers miss this one. What needs to happen for a client to book you? Is there a discovery call? What happens after they sign a proposal? What's your onboarding process like? How does the creative process work? Who's involved? Are there mood boards involved? Your process makes you professional. Put it on your website. Number 4, include strategic social proof. These are going to be testimonials from previous clients talking about how great you are to work with, but they're also going to be case studies that really speak to the results that you delivered. If you have any recognizable brand logos of clients that you've worked with, also put those on that website. You want this social proof because most photographers, they have beautiful website and they have fantastic portfolios. But in 2025, this just simply isn't enough. By having your clear process on your website and by having social proof, you can stand out in this market. When you show clients that you've actually worked with other clients, you immediately stand out from other photographers. And this is such an important piece that so many creatives miss. But once you get all of these in place, it's time to move on to step number 2. Create a targeted prospect list. With your website properly structured, you need to identify exactly who to reach out to. Randomly contacting companies is really just a complete waste of time and energy. And I learned this the hard way. Let me tell you a painful story from when I first started back in 2020. I spent months manually hunting for leads. My process was kind of ridiculous. I would go to Google, I would type in food brands in Chicago. From there, I'd visit their websites one by one, trying to find the contact information. I had a spreadsheet pulled up to transfer everything into there, and then I would send emails to generic email addresses. I must have sent hundreds to emails like info at, hello at, contact at, support at, you know those, right? And you know how many clients I actually got from that? 0. It was painful, and I was working a 9 to 5 at the time and using any spare time I had to really find these prospects, and I had nothing to show for it. And I almost quit photography altogether because I thought my portfolio was just bad. But the truth was, I wasn't getting in front of the people that actually wanted my service. If I had known then what I know now, I would have saved myself months of frustration and probably would have hit 6 figures way earlier. Here's what you need to do instead. First, define your ideal commercial client and be specific about them. Don't just say businesses that need photos. That's everyone. Get really granular here. What industry are they in? What is their company size? What is their annual revenue? What specific problems do they face that your photography can solve? For me, I focused on direct consumer brands in the food and beverage space with under 100 employees that were active on social media. That is really, really specific. And getting specific meant that I could speak to my ideal customer in every outreach attempt. Second, use a proper database tool to compile your perfect list of clients. And this is a non-negotiable if you want to build a sustainable business. When I first started, I was manually searching websites and even LinkedIn and copying and pasting that info into spreadsheets like I talked about. And it would take me hours just to find a handful of leads. Now I can just build a targeted list of 100 plus perfect leads in under an hour. The efficiency here is really game changing because this allows us creatives to focus on what we do best, creating. Now I'll show you the exact tool that I use in just a moment here, but let's go through step number 3 first. Identify the right decision makers. And this is absolutely crucial because this is where most photographers completely fail. Sending emails to info@ or hello@ or support@, those addresses, that's the equivalent of sending your emails to the trash because those emails, they go to gatekeepers whose literal job is to filter out messages like yours. You need to reach out to the marketing directors, the brand managers, or creative directors specifically. These people, they actually have control over the budget and they understand the value of professional photography. Now, I found the most success targeting marketing directors and brand managers at these mid-sized companies because they have enough budget to hire professional photographers, but they aren't big enough yet to have an entire in-house team. So that's the sweet spot. Now, I want to talk about a really powerful tool that can transform your lead generation process. It's called Agency Access. Most photographers spend the majority of their work week just trying to find potential clients. It's exhausting and not sustainable. What makes a tool like Agency Access a game changer is how they solve this exact problem. Their database has contact information for thousands of potential commercial clients, from major brands to agencies that can all hire you. You can filter by industry, company size, job title, location, and more to find your perfect prospects. Let me explain how this tool works. When you log in, you can immediately start creating targeted lists. With a few clicks, you can have a list of perfect prospects, including the exact people you need to contact, and not those generic info@ addresses. What used to take days now takes minutes, and the quality of these leads is night and day compared to what most photographers find on their own. What I like about Agency Access is that they manually check to see each of these leads is real and accurate. Many photographers that I've mentored have seen their response rates multiply after switching to database tools like this. And the difference comes from reaching the right person with the right message. Agency Access offers more than just contacts too. They have email campaign tools and marketing resources that you can use to begin booking more consistent clients. Agency Access is offering my viewers an exclusive 30% discount with code CHRIS30. That's right, you'll get 30% off, and you can use this on top of their 14-day free trial, making this an incredible deal. Click the link in the description and use code CHRIS30 at checkout. This is not just another tool, it's the difference between struggling to find clients and having a consistent pipeline of high-quality prospects. Okay, step number 3, send strategic email campaigns. Now that you have your targeted list, it's actually time to reach out, but not with a generic, "Hi, I'm a photographer looking for work." Those emails get immediately deleted. First, start with a subject line that actually gets opened. Short, personalized subject lines work best in my opinion. Something like "question about company name" or "their company X your studio." This gets way more opens than just photography services available. Now, the body of your email needs to follow what I call the hook, credibility, call to action structure. And this is something I've developed after sending thousands and thousands of emails, booking hundreds of calls from these emails, and working on hundreds of client projects. It's the same system that I've taught to hundreds of students inside of Creative Biz Launch. Your hook is a personalized first sentence showing that you've done your research. Something like, "I came across brand's new product line on Instagram and I was really impressed by your sustainable packaging approach." Next, your credibility section. This should briefly establish who you are and why they should even care. Something like, "I help food brands like similar client increase their e-commerce sales through scroll stopping product photography that helps convert browsers into buyers." Here you can get a bit more specific about what you actually do, any relevant experience that you have, but remember to keep this under 3 sentences. This should be short and personalized. Finally, your call to action should be clear and specific. Something like, "Do you have 10 minutes next week to talk about how we might collaborate on your upcoming summer campaign?" This is a perfect call to action. You always want to end on something specific. You don't want to end on something like, "Are you interested in working together?" because those emails do not get responses. End on something specific here. And now one of the most important parts, personalize each email. Mass blasts get mass ignored. If you want to actually get responses here, be a human. If you sound like you're trying to sell something, you're just going to blend into everyone else in their inbox. Okay, now for the most important part, I always follow up twice with cold emails. The fortune is in the follow-up. Most of my responses come from that second or third email here. Now, some bonus tips around email. If you're not getting any responses, two things are most likely happening. Your emails are either landing in the spam folder or your emails look like they're written by AI. You always want to follow best practices around email deliverability. Now, there are a few videos on my channel walking you through this. If you're landing in the inbox, then make sure that your emails actually sound human. Write like you're sending them to a friend or family member, and please be personable. Okay, step 4, book discovery calls that convert. Let me be crystal clear about something crucial. The goal of your email campaign is not to send pricing. It's not to discuss shot lists. It's to book a call. This single mindset shift changed my entire business. Let me share a painful mistake that I used to make all the time. When leads would respond to my outreach saying, "This looks interesting, what are your rates?" I would immediately send over my full pricing guide, the package details, and sometimes even a proposal. And I can't tell you how many times I'd send that information and then silence. I got ghosted, ghost town, I'd follow up and it would go nowhere. The truth is, people buy from people, not from emails. So when you're selling $5,000 photography packages, you're not selling a commodity. You're selling a relationship, an experience, expertise, and solutions to business problems. So here's what to do instead. When a lead responds showing interest or asks about pricing, resist the urge to dump information on them. Instead, say something like, "Thanks for your interest. I'd love to learn more about your specific needs so I can provide the most accurate quote. Do you have 15 minutes to chat on Thursday at 2 p.m. or Friday at 10 a.m.? Notice how I give them specific times to choose from and not just saying like, "Hey, when works for you?" That just creates some really unnecessary back and forth here. So on this call, your job is to ask questions, not pitch yourself at the start. So all these calls, I start by asking, what made you interested in jumping on this call today? Then I'll dig deeper. What are you doing from a marketing end right now? Are there any specific results you're hoping to achieve with refreshed visual assets? Pay attention to the language they use. Are they focused on increasing sales, building brand awareness? Do they have a new product launch in the works? Your job here is to really figure out what their problems are and then connect your services as a direct solution to their business goals here. And this approach, it positions you as a consultant more than just a person pressing a button on a camera. Because when we're selling high ticket packages, we need to be their business partner here. The difference here is in perceived value, and this is massive. So after a discovery call, send over a custom proposal and then move on to step number 5. Step number 5 is to follow up and stay top of mind. So not every lead will be ready to hire you immediately, and that's okay. But the biggest mistake that photographers make is just abandoning leads that don't convert right away. And this is a huge lost opportunity. What you want to do is implement a strategic follow-up sequence for leads that weren't ready. So keep a database or a CRM of all your commercial prospects that expressed interest and then reach out every 90 days or so. And if you reach out, you want to bring up a recent client project and kind of gauge their interest. So what you're doing is you're providing social proof by reaching out this way because you're saying, "Hey, I'm actively working with clients, here's who I worked with." And then you kind of switch the focus back to them and how you can help them with your service. So this approach, it builds relationships for long-term success. You don't come off as salesy. And some of my biggest clients initially told me no, or not right now, or now's not a good time, but I was persistent respectfully. So there's the 5-step system for landing high-paying commercial clients as a photographer. Step 1, optimize your website for commercial clients. Step 2, create a targeted prospect list. Step 3, send strategic email campaigns. Step 4, book discovery calls that convert. And step 5, follow up and stay top of mind. This exact system helped me go from struggling to book shoots for a few $100s to consistently landing $5,000 plus commercial clients. Now, if you're serious about building a commercial client list, be sure to check out Agency Access using the special discount code CHRIS30 for 30% off. And this code works on top of their 14-day free trial. And the link for that is in the description below. My name is Chris Pieta, and I'll see you in the next video.